weird asking for an introduction.
I know. Can you sorry?
I'm Kirkpatrick. That's it.
How did you get involved with Diamond in the Rough?
Well, through my company, we've been friends with Jay Reason, who's a member of my company, and with Earl and everybody. They had this idea to do this, so we were like, we're on board. Like, this is what we love to do. We love seeing young, undeveloped bands, or some of them actually here are pretty developed, and finding those, cliche diamond in the roughs.
What's the process been like for you so far? They were saying you worked hard at choosing who's going to be here and stuff. It's
been fun because we got to go through a lot of different styles of music, a lot of different genres, and everything. Every time we listened to something new, it was like, I really like them a lot, and we selected it down to about 30, I think, and we had 30 really good ones, and I know the 13 that are here are going to be the best of the best. So.
For you specifically, what was your criteria when you were listening to things that caught your ear and you were like, okay, there's something there?
I think my criteria was just something original that when I wrote my notes and everything, of course they had to compare them to something, or it sounded like this a little bit, or did this, but I just looked for originality. I wanted to know who wrote what songs, because sometimes they perform somebody else's song and I wasn't sure if I'd heard that song or not. So I want to know the writing aspect, the look of the band, the image, and how they sounded. So it was kind of like American Idol-ish, everything all rolled into one.
Was there anyone that kind of had one of those, but wasn't a great voice, but necessarily doesn't have the greatest songwriting chops, or maybe?
There were a few of them, but even some of them, it depends. Some things would outweigh other things. Like I heard some bands that were pretty good musicians, but great writers. That I know that we get like some of the right production people behind them. They could have some great songs. And I've heard some people that are great musicians doing other people's stuff, and I'd like to hear them kind of do their own stuff or write or see where their head's at. So, if it was something way out, way the other stuff, if it was good enough, we'd take it.
You've been in probably every facet of the music industry. Do you prefer doing the behind-the-scenes stuff now, or?
I think I prefer all of it. It's all fun. I've had a great time performing. I have a great time writing. I have a great time producing. I think the production side right now is a lot of fun because, with my company, we don't just go down to the studio and say, okay, here's this track again, or here's this. We go down there and it's something different every day. I mean, we've done Foley work. We've done, music for TV shows, movies. We've been kind of all over the gamut. So when we go down there, it's great to be able to not know what to expect. Just walk in and, we're working with a hip-hop artist today. We're working with a country singer. We're going to write some of our own stuff today. It's all encompassing.
As an artist, how do you feel that you have an upper hand, knowing firsthand that you've been through the process yourself of starting out and then having people come in and be like, this is what we're going to do with you guys? How does it affect you as a producer when you're seeing new artists come through?
Well, I mean, that's just it. I've been through it, so where their mindset is. When we have somebody in the vocal booth, I mean, we've had people that's been their very first time in the vocal booth, and you'll sit them in there and you'll talk them through it, because a lot of times the nerves are getting at you, like, oh my God, I'm in the vocal booth, I'm actually singing this now, and I've done it so many times that there's ways of helping people out and calming them down and letting them know, just be yourself. One hard thing is to pull a lot of great performances out of first-timers. Sometimes it comes natural, but sometimes people will write a song, and then when they go to sing it, it's like they sing it like they're stiff, and this is the song I wrote, But once you start getting with them and saying, listen, you wrote this song, give me great performances on it. First, second time, third time coming in, they really catch on, and it's a lot of fun to see that transition from the nerves of steel to, we're going to do this song today, let me run in there and do it.
What are you looking for today?
I'm just looking for everything. I'm looking for somebody that I just go, I want to hear like 10 more songs from this person, or I want to see this band, a band that I would want to go out and follow, or Twitter follow, or Reverb, whatever. Just follow them and see what's next with them. And especially, it's so much fun because I got to go through it with us, where you remember a time where you'd make the hats for the first time with your band's name on, and you're like, isn't this awesome? Look, that's our band's name. Or you'd hear your song on the radio for the first time. And it's almost like you get to do it over again when you start with somebody new, you know, kids that come in and they're like, I just wrote this song, I don't even know what to do with it. And then suddenly it goes on the radio and stuff, and you see that joy in them, you know, it kind of, you know, transforms onto you too, and you're like, I know, isn't that great? Like, isn't this such a good feeling?
Can I ask what happened when I was 11?
We're still working. We're still working. We, you know, we had a lot of work we were doing for a while, and then business got in the way. And, you know, my business partner Mike is here running around helping produce this. And we just didn't have time to really focus on our stuff anymore. We created a writing team that we started doing some stuff with. And then, you know, the production business just started coming in and coming in and coming in to where it was like, you know, we're not having time for ourselves to do anything for ourselves. And we couldn't even book our own studio because we already were booked out. And, you know, but now things have calmed down a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to make a block in our schedule where we can get back to it.
So any chances of not going on the tour is not completely out of it?
No, in fact, we've actually just started kicking around the idea again, and there was a lot that went into, you know, I mean, we did some shows, and it was just like, I don't think I was really ready yet to, you know, it was still, the other band was still so fresh, and it was like, I wasn't ready to take on, okay, this is a new thing, these are the new guys I'm out with, you know, now it's like, you don't have these guys with you anymore, you kind of have to step up and take on this role, and, you know, I don't think I was completely ready with it yet, but now, over the course of time, it's becoming a little easier and a lot more fun again.
I just have a side random. So with the whole rebirth of the boy band, I guess, as someone who's lived it and experienced so much and broken world records and done everything, what's your take on like the rebirth and reinvention of the boy band? That like they changed. They're not like boy bands now don't dance and they don't.
Well, I think they still dance. I think it's just it's different. You know, it's different. You can't. We didn't create it. The new kids didn't create it. Jackson 5, you know, it goes way back, and it's always just how it changes and what it becomes and what it turns into. And, you know, what it is now I think is great, because for a while I was a little worried because I was hearing these bands come up and I was like, I know they're huge, but I don't know any of their music. And I love pop music. And I would hear these bands and I'm like, they're selling out, but I don't know any of the songs. But now, back to the newer ones that are out now, I know the songs, I love the songs, it's got great music behind it again. So just the overall package works better for me because now you're selling the music and it just so happens that you're a boy